Hello, I am going to be reading The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend by Dan Santat. Sorry for the glare. But this book is an award-winning Caldecott Medal Award book. So let's get started on our adventure. He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here, they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Look at Imaginary World. Would you like to be there? Every night, he stood under the stars, hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. How much longer do you think he has to wait? But his turn never came. How do you think he feels? His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friends from imagining him. So rather than waiting, what do you predict he's going to do instead of waiting? He did the unimaginable. He's in a boat, so where do you think he might be going? Let's see. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on. Ooh, look at this big animal. What animal do you see here? Until he reached the real world. The real world looks a lot different than imaginary world. Where might he go in this real world? The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music. And everyone needed nap time. Then finally he saw something familiar. So he followed. Who do you think he followed? He had a feeling about this place. He had a good feeling about this place. But he looked everywhere. And he could not find his friend. Do you see any of his friends from the imaginary world here? He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping his friend would come. You see him climbing to the top? But no one came. How do you think he feels sitting all the way up at the top by himself? Ooh, the wind is blowing and I see this white piece of paper blow across. I wonder what that is. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he'd waited and felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello! See the girls down below? Oh! And there's that white piece of paper again. So down he came with that white sheet of paper. What do you think was on the paper? Can you make a prediction? Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. Did you guess right? At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made a friend before, but after a little while, they realized they were perfect together. So here we can see that they're laughing. And then she introduced herself. I am Alice. And he's like, Beekle? He smiles really big and starts to turn red. He smiles. I'm Beekle. Hi, Beekle. She gives him a hug. How does think each of them feel? There's hearts in the picture. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks. They told funny jokes. It's like they had a lot of fun, huh? The world began to feel a little less strange. Why do you think it felt a little less strange? And for who? For Alice or for Beekle? And together they did the unimaginable. What do you think they did? And let's look at all the friends. They all have smiles. Everyone has their new unimaginary friend. And look at Beekle. How's he feeling now at the end of the story? The end. And I just want to draw your attention to the inside of the book. It shows different children with their different imaginary friends. And they kind of relate to them somehow. So if you look here, this kid has a magic hat and some cards in his hand. So his imaginary friend is a rabbit. And this kid here looks like some type of farmer. He has dirt and a type of shovel. And his imaginary friend is a big pumpkin head that can grow in the garden. Here we have a friend with a guitar, and his imaginary friend is a drum. So I like how they go back to the story and show each of the imaginary friends. So my question to you is, what would your imaginary friend look like? And what would their name be? Be creative.